Hi, this is Mark from Solar Power with another quick solar update. The purpose of today's video is to take you through your SOLAX hybrid, provide a little bit of background information on how the system works during load shedding, or as SOLAX call it, emergency power supply mode, or EPS for short. This box on the wall here is the set of magnetic contactors that change your home from normal grid time mode to backup mode or EPS mode. The inverter is currently in normal operating mode, as shown here at the bottom of the screen saying normal, and John is now going to switch off the main breaker and put us into load shedding mode or emergency power supply mode. And there you go, we've now changed over to EPS mode, EPS standing for emergency power supply mode, and the beeping that you are hearing is showing that the inverter is running normally. The line item at the top, the 480 or 490 watts, is showing the home's power consumption at this point, and the 93% just underneath is showing the battery status. These are the LED lights on the BMS, or the battery management system, on top of one of the batteries, and from the blue lights on the left you can see that the battery capacity or the battery status is showing that they are almost full, and the green status light is showing that the batteries are functioning correctly. We're going to turn on some high load appliances in the house now and see if we could create an overload. So the kettle has come on, you can see our load has increased. And can we have the coffee machine as well, please? There comes the coffee machine at 4.2 kilowatts, 5.3, so we've got a 3-phase inverter. We're going to overload that phase. And still no overload at this point, 5.3 kilowatts. John, sorry, we need another load. So we're busy adding load to the inverter with the microwave, kettle and toaster, and trying really hard to get the system to overload. Screen's just timed out. And there the load's increasing to 5.7. I'm trying to overload at least just one phase on the inverter. We managed to overload the system, and you can see the fault on the screen saying overload fault, and it says push escape to restart the inverter. So if we click the escape key, you'll hear the inverter restart, and there we go back into EPS mode with 3,300 watts being drawn from Dr. Callan's house. If the inverter then overloads again, you need to go around your house and turn off the appliances that would be causing the overload, or the easiest way of doing it is to shut down everything on your distribution board and just leave the lights on and reset the system. Once we have an EPS overload and we can't find out the item that's creating the overload, the easiest thing to do is to switch off all items on your distribution board and then reactivate your light circuit and restart the inverter, and there we go. So we'll bring on one circuit at a time and look for the item that was potentially creating the overload. And the ones at the bottom as well.
That was the one.
Is that the one? Yeah. And what is that? That's the pump circuit, isn't it?
Pump circuit.
Yes. So we could see as we engage the pump circuit, these typically can overload the inverter if they have a inductive load, and in this case it didn't overload the inverter, but we saw the lights dimming for a second.